Welcome back. Before creating the view, first create the controller in ASP.NET. We will see what is the controller and how can we add the controller to ASP.NET Core MVC. As in the previous video, I explained you about the controller, but let me give a little more brief. So controller is just a class. It is just nothing, it's just class, but it can handle the browser request that come from the IIS and can retrieve the model data, and then will call view template that return a response. And the view template, we can see the model whatever the controller provided. In this code, if you see, this is the class, but this is the controller. How can we determine this is the controller? If you see in the class, we have one abstract class. In the naming convention, if you see, this is the name of the controller and we append the controller keyword, and that is derived from the controller class. So if I go in the controller, if you see, this class also derived from one abstract class and interfaces. So by using that thing, controller has the capability to handle the request. So that is very important if you create the controller. How the controller determine that request coming from the browser? Is there any pattern? If you see here, this is the one example how the controller. So in the URL, this segment is the controller and this is followed by the method, and we called it the action. So by reading that URL, the controller handles and responds to user input. Now let's see how can we create the controller. So if you see this is the ASP.NET Core MVC. Here you can see the folder controllers, models and views. We are going to add the controllers. So here right click on the controllers. Here you can see controller menu, click on controller, and here you can select the MVC controller. We are selecting empty as we will add our own methods. So let's click on empty and click on add. Here you need to give the name. So I will give the name here as customer and controller. So that is the naming convention that we need to follow, and click on add. Here you can see controller has been added inside the controller folder, and this is the code. Here you can see this is derived from the controller, and index is the default method here. So this is the default action. Default means you don't need to specify the index in the URL. Let me add the breakpoint here. I just want to explain you what is the default mean. Insert breakpoint here. If I run the application, you will see how can we trigger the controller. So in the URL, you need to put the controller name, and here I will not pass anything and will press the enter. This index would be triggered. Let me close this one. Let me do one thing now. Let me create one method. Type is the string and I will say welcome. So this is one method and it will return the string. Welcome to .NET Core. Now what will I do? I will add this method into the URL. So in the controller we called it actions. So we can define multiple actions here. And if you see here, I will put controller name and we'll put the method name. And let's press. So here you can see welcome to .NET Core. Now let's do one thing. We will use the objects here. Model can be in the form of the JSON. So you need to call the JSON result. So in JSON I will put welcome to .NET Core. And again if I run this application, so here you can see again welcome to .NET Core. So therefore I can change the return type. So different return type we can add here, but we need to render all this thing into the UI. somewhere, and we called it view. So we will add the view here. In the next video I will show how can we add the view. Along with the view I will create the models as well. I will show how can we add the models. So thanks for watching this video. I'll see you soon in the next video.